You're listening to Country Rockin' with Jay Griffin.
Who didn't see that coming a mile away, huh?
The home of all things country and southern rock.
I'd like to welcome to Country Rockin' the wonderful Bailey Tomkinson. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you for having me.
My pleasure. How's St Ives?
It's lovely. It's starting to get a bit quieter. It's getting a bit colder as well, so I can't really go in the... But yeah, it's quite nice. It's been very, very busy this summer, so I guess it's quite nice to have a bit of room to walk away from people, social distance.
Sure. Right, so how have you coped with lockdown over this crazy period of time we've had? What have you done to keep yourself sane?
I've been surprisingly really busy, actually. I've probably been just as busy as I would have been in normal circumstances, disregarding, all the gigs and festivals and, getting out and doing stuff. I've been doing some IGTV sessions for I did one for the Levi's, done one for DC Shoes, done one for Boardmasters. And also I released a single, which I managed to record remotely with Josiah at Momentum. So that was really cool, and that kept me very, very busy during lockdown.
Excellent. So you kept yourself sane and busy. That's great stuff. So who inspired you to start singing and performing? Where did that come from? I
think when I was in school, I was always quite shy, and I kept a lot of my feelings to myself. So I think I was very inspired by Taylor Swift growing up, and I just loved music. So I listened to everyone. I loved, Sheryl Crow as well. I also loved Weezer, and I loved, who else? Guns N' Roses, Aerosmith. Just music. I'm just a big fan of music, and I think I was naturally drawn to music from a young age. So it's just something I've always done. I've been playing guitar since I was 9, and I've been writing since I was 11. I've always sang. But yeah, I think probably Taylor Swift, I guess, because she was really good at writing her feelings into songs, and I think I use that as an outlet for me, being shy in school. If I liked a guy or someone hurt my feelings, I'd go home and write a song about it, and that would be my way of handling everything that was going on.
So you kind of use it as a coping mechanism, I suppose. Yeah,
massively. It's always been my outlet.
Great stuff. Now, your track "Silent and Suffering" is absolutely outstanding. I played it on my show a few weeks back, and your vocals are incredible on it. So, how was the recording process for that? Was that remotely as well?
Yes, that was a song I did remotely. So, because we were in lockdown, I wrote this song in November, and I was just feeling really down one night. I think I'm not a fan of winter, so I think that was to do with it. I wasn't really looking forward to the cold months coming ahead, and I wrote this song called Silent Suffering, and I thought people can really resonate with it during lockdown, because lots of people are feeling lonely and sad, and not everybody is as good at getting it off their chest. So that's why it was called Silent Suffering, and I thought I really want to release this now. I feel like it's important to release this now, so it might make someone feel less alone. So I spoke to Josiah, and we did the production all remotely. So I did the vocals at home, and he was doing all the instrumentation, and we were just talking on the phone about things, and he'd send me a draft, and then I'd say, oh yeah, I really like this, but also maybe we can do something different with this, and that's kind of how we communicated on it. But he's done a fantastic job, considering I didn't actually manage to go to the studio once to do it. He's done an amazing job with it.
Great stuff. So is that the first time you've tried that, doing it remotely?
Yeah, because I love being in the studio and being a part of that, and I always make a demo before I go in, so I love the whole production side of it as well. But obviously my forte isn't doing that. So I find it really interesting going into the studio and sitting and giving ideas and everything. So I was gutted that I couldn't do it this time, but I'm really happy with the result of this song, and I can't wait to release another song at some point.
It's a great tune. What's the response been like to it?
It's been really positive, actually. It's it's been on a lot of like radio stations and stuff. The music video, I think, it's had over 100,000 views now on Facebook, which is crazy. I think a lot of people have related to it. And I think that was the thing I wanted most out of this song. I just wanted someone to feel less alone. And, you know, as a musician, if I've managed to, you know, make someone feel like that, then I've, you know, served my purpose.
Yeah, no, it's a great tune, and you should be extremely proud of it. It's fantastic. I'm looking forward to hearing more from you. Actually, to be fair, it's great stuff. So when you write, what's the process for that? Does it come from a melody or a lyric that you thought, well, that might work with that, or a situation you might see out and about?
It's like, it's always different. Sometimes it's usually at night, like when I'm trying to sleep, which is so annoying. Like 11 o'clock, and I'm like trying to sleep, and then I'm like, oh great, now I'm going to be up for 2 hours writing this. It's never forced. It's never, I could, you know what, if someone said to me, we need you to write a song today, I could go away and do it, because I have quite a fast writing process. I usually write a song in like 20 minutes once I get into it. So it'll take me a few minutes to kind of get the you know, the vibe of it, and then I'll just, like, it'll be down. I'll have it. I guess it's always different. It'll be little things like I always keep like a notebook on me, or like my notes on my phone, or like a voice memo, or I'll just get an idea or a lyric or like a poem or a rhyme will just pop into my head. Or I'll be just playing around with like some instrumentation or something, and I get it that way as well. I think the lyrics to me are the most important though. So that's the thing I focus on the most, and I guess the melody. But yeah, I think the lyrics are the thing I think of most, like first and most, and I just write them all down and go from there.
So your style is, I would say, is very country. Was that a conscious choice?
Yeah, I guess it's not like I've been, you know what, I'm going to be a country singer, I'm only going to write country music and I'm going to make all my songs sound country. It's not really like that. I guess country is very narrative driven, and I think that's where my heart lies in writing. So I was drawn to, you know, like the Dixie Chicks and John Denver, and artists like that, Sheryl Crow, who are fantastic lyricists. But then again, it's like my influences come from so many different genres. I wouldn't put myself in a box and say I'm only a country artist. I think I pick up different influences from different genres, and my sound is unique to me in that sense, but it's got a massive country aspect to it, and you can definitely hear that in, I guess, my voice and my words.
Yeah, you mentioned Taylor Swift earlier on, and I do think there's an element of her influence within your music for sure.
Thank you. Yeah, she's an amazing writer, and I remember hearing the song Tim McGraw for the first time, and I just loved that song, and I used to play it everywhere. I used to go all my gigs. I play that song at all my gigs, and that for me was massive because it was like a journal, and I was like, oh, it sounds, you know, it makes me, I can relate to it because it's like about a guy she likes, or, you know, her ex-boyfriend kind of thing. And when I was younger, you know, I'd listen to it and I'd be like, oh, someone understands me. And I think I just wanted to be able to write a song that people could understand as well.
Sure. I mean, the success you're having at the moment is quite outstanding, and the attention you're receiving. Silent Suffering went to #1 in the iTunes country charts. The previous 3 singles went to #2. You've been featured in Hello, The Mail, The Metro, and everything else. How has that been for you? How have you coped with that?
It's crazy. It's awesome. It's very, very rewarding. It's just very exciting, you know, and it's like that kind of exposure, especially getting in something like the Metro, or the Times, or Daily Mail, Hello Mag and stuff. It's crazy. It's not really something that I prepared myself for. You know, I went to sleep the night before it happened, not knowing it was going to happen. And all my friends were calling me from London saying, I'm sat on the Metro right now, and on the tube right now, and you're in the Metro. And I'm like, what? No, I'm like, they send me this like a picture of like the paper with my face on it, and I'm like, what? Sure. and everything just kind of changed overnight. My life just kind of changed overnight, and I'm very, very lucky that about that, and I'm very lucky that I've had that.
Now, you supported KT Tunstall. How was that?
That was awesome, because I didn't actually get to meet her, unfortunately, because she was on late and I was on really early, and then I had to leave early because I had like a commitment the next day. So I had to like get up at like 5 o'clock, and it was a 4-hour drive back, so I couldn't stay till the end. But what I did was I left a note. I made friends with like the bodyguard there, and I was just chatting to him about stuff, just making friends. And I was like, "Oh, you're going to see Katy later? Are you going to be working still when she performs?" And he was like, yeah, I'm on all day. So I wrote her a note on this piece of paper that I found. And I said, can you give this to her from me? And it basically just said, I'm a big fan of yours. Other Side of the World was huge for me growing up. I loved that song, and I am gutted that I can't meet you, because I'd love to tell you this in person. Hopefully I'll cross again one day. Here's my Instagram if you want to send me a message if you get this letter. And she sent me a message.
Fantastic.
And yeah, so she got the letter fine. The bodyguard was a legend. All good.
Great stuff. So you played a local show recently, I believe, down at the Black Lobster. How was that with the kind of restrictions and stuff you got on? Was it a strange experience, or was it still just as good?
It was outside, so it didn't feel too different, because it was on like everyone was sat on benches, and benches are usually quite spaced out anyway, so it didn't really feel bizarre or anything. It was a good gig. It was really busy, which was good. It started to get a bit cold and windy, which because it was outside. And I guess like if it was normal life, you wouldn't have that kind of situation. But it was a really good gig, and I'm really glad I got to perform again. I was just dying to perform again. It'd been too long.
Sure. Have you got anything else coming up that's outside like that?
Sorry?
Have you got anything else coming up soon that have you got any other gigs coming up soon that you're able to do?
Yeah, I'm actually performing at a gig this Sunday, Cove 24 in Newquay, and that's inside, but it's like socially distanced and everything. It will be very,
Sure.
Everything will be very cautious, lots of hand sanitizer and stuff. Yeah, I'm really excited to play that one. I've not been there before, and I've heard really, really great things about it. I heard the food's really good, so I'm looking forward to playing Sunday.
Awesome, that's great. With your music, is there any plans for a full album, or are you just going to keep putting out singles for a while?
Well, I definitely have enough material for an album. I'd love to put out an album, but I think I just want to get the timing right. And so I think until then, I'll probably put out maybe another EP or just singles until I'm in the right, I think until I feel right about putting the album out. And yeah, I think just see what happens. You just don't know.
Well, that is true, especially in the kind of situation we currently find ourselves in. It can be, could be a bit tricky, I guess.
Yeah, well, everything's so unpredictable at the moment. Things can change overnight again.
Absolutely.
I think just keep your eyes out for everything that's going on.
So who are you currently listening to at the moment? What sort of stuff are you listening to?
Am I listening to? Gosh, everything. My birthday, I love Neil Young, so I got a Neil Young vinyl, and I also got Hall & Oates. I do love Hall & Oates. Been listening to just everything. I don't really listen to like certain genres, or I listen to Frank Sinatra. I guess I've been listening to a bit of Frank recently because in autumn all the colours are nice and red and orange, and I'm walking around being dramatic listening to Frank Sinatra and and I feel like it's that kind of season for that kind of music. Then again, I listen to anything. I go through phases of like listening to the same songs over and over and over again. So I like listen to one song over and over again until I get bored of it, and then I'll move on to something else.
Yeah, I'm very much the same. I can listen to the same track for a whole day sometimes. If it's that good and it grabs me, you can listen to a song for a whole day. Are you the same, yeah?
Yeah, exactly the same as that, yeah.
And you got other people going, do you want to change that? No, I like it.
Yeah, It's like the worst one's because I love ABBA, and it's like I went through a phase of listening to ABBA every morning, the same album, and it drove everyone crazy.
So, where can people find out about you if they want to discover a bit more about Bailey Tomkinson? Where do they have to go?
Well, you can find me on all social media, so like Instagram, it's Basings13, Twitter and Facebook are just Bailey Tomkinson. There's not many Bailey Tomkinsons, so if you put my name into Google, I think you'll find me pretty easily. I'm on Spotify, iTunes, the lot. You'll be able to find me there as well.
Excellent. Bailey, thank you so much for coming on. It's been a pleasure talking to you. Do come on again when you've got something to tell us, some information, a new track or whatever. And hopefully maybe at some point, you can come on and do a live session for me.
I'd love to do that. Absolutely love it.
That would be awesome.
Awesome.
Bailey, thank you so much. Take care, and I'm sure we'll speak very, very soon.
Oh, thank you very much for having me. Nice to speak to you.
No problem. Bye now.
Bye.
You're listening to Country Rockin' with Jay Griffin.